2023. We have started an amazing year this year. It's going to be so many ups and downs. And I also talked about 2023, which is the number 7. So basically, don't forget that this year it's all about you. Since last year was the number 2022, and that was number 6. And number 6 was all about relationships. It was about our relationships with others, whether I'm not just talking about romantically. It was basically because number 6 represent Venus, the planet of love, art, creativity, prosperity, but more than anything, self-love, self-respect, worthiness. So last year, 2022, was all about my relationships with others. But this year, 2023, it's all about me. So this year, I don't want to call it dark. Don't look at it as being icy and dark, but rather take it in a way that the universe is basically saying that this is the gift that you're going to give yourself. This is the year where I'm just going to turn off everything. I'm just going to be very discriminating. Who is coming in my space? Who am I allowing to come to my space? This year, we're going to start with a lot of setting boundaries and keeping our boundaries tight. It is extremely important, guys, to set our boundaries. And this year is the year that we have to go within. It's the year that finally I learned that outside it's a lot of distraction. And what I need to do at the moment is a 2023, in a way, is a year of isolation. It's a year that I finally matter to the point that I have so much self-love for myself that this year I'm just going to shut down the whole world, and I'm finally going to come first. I'm going to be number 1. So since I have so much self love for myself, I'm just going to take this year, go within, and start working and getting and creating this personality. So, number 7 is all about me, and that's not coming from a point of being a narcissist. No, absolutely not. On the contrary, is basically me who's paying attention to work on myself and to create myself. Is the opposite of being a narcissist. Why? Because when I work on myself, when I come from a good place, I'm much better to be around, right? So embrace this year your loneliness. Also, I want to make sure that since we cutting out the outer world or the people who are around us as much as we can, when I'm going into isolation, I'm not going to be feeling that I'm being punished, and I'm not going to feel that I'm being the loneliness, which is the pandemic, right? So you shouldn't be feeling lonely, but in a way, know that this is the preparation for the 2024 and also 2025. So the topic today is, as you all know, I have tried everything in the past. Why nothing has changed? And why am I still struggling? So, the first thing that I want us to be really mindful of is that until you change the personality, meaning the old personality, nothing would change in a deep level and in a way that is going to be permanent. So let's look at the word personality. As we all know, personality comes from a Latin word meaning mask. So at the moment, I want all of you to picture yourself that you are on a theater. You're an actor or actress who is going to be on stage. I did that years back. I was in a theater group for 5 years, guys. I had more than 100 performances all through United States and Canada. The role that was offered to me, please stay with me, was a grandmother. When they offered me the role of grandmother, I was also on a TV show. I was a personal trainer. And the vision, the view that people had from Sudie Burnett is that Sudie Burnett is this health nut, health conscious, tough and rough personal trainer. And when they offered me the role of grandmother, I accepted on a beat because it was so out of character and it was very challenging. So the first thing that I did when I got this part, I went to elderly homes and I said, I want to come here for a few months and teach these people how to exercise and how to eat healthy for free. And they were like, are you out of your mind? You're coming here to teach us. At the time, I was charging $450 an hour as a personal trainer. So I did go to start working and helping these elderlies just to mimic and pick up their characters. I was watching the way they were talking. I was watching their facial expression. I was watching their body language. And I was mimicking the way they spoke, the way they used their facial expression, and mainly how they use their body language. Okay, so keep this in mind coming back to the word personality. Why did they use the word? Why in the Latin, where the word personality comes, means a mask? That means you have to be aware your personality is a mask that you can constantly change, and this is not permanent. So the biggest trick, the biggest loop, wrong loop, and the biggest trap that we get into as human beings is that we believe the personality that the ego mind has created for us is permanent. Are you guys with me? Say yes or no. So this is the biggest trap, that you believe the personality that the mind and ego has created for you guys is permanent, it's solid, and is unbreakable. So what I would like you to get from this live at the moment, I'm going to repeat myself again, until the personality, the old personality, with all the false, if we can call it, or with all the aspect, negative aspect, or with all the things that it's not empowering us. Until this personality change, nothing will change. So what I would like you to do right now at this moment, I would like you to, number one, as usual, empty yourselves out as much as you can. Totally let go. Whatever part or aspect of this personality that you know right now, know that it's being created from the ego mind. So at the beginning, all I want you to do right now is totally get rid of every aspect of this old character. What we're doing right now for the year 2023 to be finally successful is for us to totally break the old character. The next step, the second step. So step number one, you're going to breaking out the old character. Don't even have to go there to see, oh, maybe this is good, or maybe I should keep this. No, don't even go there. Step number one, break out the character. Step number two, it's total clarity on who this new personality is going to be. I would recommend, if you don't have a role model, find a role model for yourself. Okay? Who is your role model? Who do you see or know that you are in awe with this person? Find a role model and then start reading about their biography, or start educating yourself about the most successful people in the world. And by success, by definition of success, I don't mean financially to be successful. I mean in every areas of your life. Financial, career, relationship, hobbies, growth. Find a role model or read the biography of the most successful people on this planet, and they leave their steps. See what were their steps. How did they make the impossible possible? Okay, so step two, you want to find a role model, or you want to become crystal clear about this new character, this new personality that you're creating right now. How is this personality thinking? This is the most important part. Is this character or personality that I'm creating right now, is this character overcome the thinking machine? Yes or no? Most definitely, the new character that I'm creating, I want this character to be what? I want this character to have overcome the mind and ego. I want this character to be the way that knows the mind, the brain, knows this device really, really well. And he or she, this new personality, is the one that is using the machine or the device, as you call mind. So up till now, the ego was behind this device, the thinking machine. What you need to do is, for the year 2023, you have to move the ego, and you Now, the new you, this personality, has to come and stand behind this character. Imagine at every second, imagine the mind as a computer or a device or a machine. Also, imagine the mind is the camera that you're shooting the movie on. So, step number one here again, you're imagining the mind is a camera that is creating the movie. Number two, up till now, the ego was the director, the videographer, right? So if you don't remove the ego or move the ego, and the ego is going to be constantly behind the mind, your movie or your reality will never change. So what you're going to do right now, you're going to move the ego. Now the new personality is standing here. Now this new personality needs a script. Am I right or am I right? Here's the part that you're going to have to not only create this new personality, this character, but you also have to write the script. You got to have a storyline. You got to have a storyline for the movie to take place. Again, what you need to do right now is to take some time off your busy day. There is nothing more important than you to give yourself this quiet, silent time to become really clear. How do you want to make this movie? It's really amazing. It's stunned me to see that every single session that I do, private coaching session that I do, people are not clear about what is it that they want. And constantly, when I'm doing a private coaching session, I said, give me the end. Nobody knows. And as I'm guiding them, they start by, I don't want this. And I have to keep stopping them and reminding them the universe doesn't understand the negative sentences or languages. The universe only hears what it comes out. So if you're constantly saying, I don't want to be fat, I don't want to be poor, the universe doesn't pick up the don't. The universe only picks up the word fat, poor. Are you guys with me? So what you need to do is that you have to see the end goal. The second part is stop saying, I don't want this. Okay, you don't want this. To see this is when the contrast comes here. You have lived so far and you realize and you have experienced what is it that you do not like. Now that you see the contrast, now you have to make the other one. If you have experienced being poor or struggling constantly to make money, you saw that, you experienced that. Now is the time for you to see the contrast. Now you want to create wealth, prosperity, having everything. Not only having everything, but even having more than enough. Okay? And very often, not very often, I take that back. I can tell you all the time, when I'm guiding people through a coaching session, the majority of time people say, I want to be happy. I keep saying, this is too wide. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. This is too wide. Happiness can be in so many different areas in life. You guys always speak general, something big. And I have to keep going through this. If you say, I want to experience abundance, I want to be rich, then you need to be very specific. How do you want to be rich? At the beginning, you got to give direction to the mind, to the superconscious mind. Where is it that you want to go? The more specific and clear you are, the faster you will get there. Okay? So you need to know in few different areas in your life, very clear and specific, what is it that you want? You want prosperity? What is it that you're going to do? What is the end goal? Do you love movies? Do you want to become a movie director? Are you making money by being an actor or actress? Are you going to become a painter? Are you going to be an architect? Are you going to be running a entertainment business? Are you going to be a lawyer? How are you going to create this wealth? Are you going to be in sales, in marketing? Are you going to be a middleman? You're just going to buy or purchase wholesale and sell or resell it somewhere else. You have to be clear about how are you going to make that money. But you also always have to go with what you love, what your soul wants. Because if you just go after something just to make money and you don't love it, very soon the motivation, as you call, I don't have any motivation, will run out. Okay? So remember, it's never about motivation. Number one, it's about being crystal clear about the goal, the steps to reach the goal, and is also about something that it comes from my heart and soul, that I'm passionate about. What is it that you love to do? You got to go after something that when you do it all day long, not only you don't get tired, but at the end, you become even more energized. Okay? So you have to see the end crystal clear. One part is about job, is about career, about making money. The second part is about your relationship with others. Do you want to have a partner? Yes or no? Do you want to get married? Is that important to you? Yes or no? Do you want to have kids? Yes or no? How would you like your relationship to be with others? Do you always lived with people that you don't like? Do you always live with your parents and you complain every day and you say, one day I'm going to get my own place, one day I'm going to do this or that? Maro, thank you for buying badges. Thank you, Lovey. Oh my God. Thank you, Maro. 3 hearts and 3 hearts. Thank you, darling. Okay. So remember, you can live for years. 10 years will pass by on a flash of light, and you see that your circumstances hasn't changed. You're still living with your parents. You're still being annoyed. You make them annoyed. They make you annoyed. Okay? So remember, you have to make the change in order for things to change. Sitting and complaining and being unhappy and dissatisfied will not change anything. 2023 again is the year that you have to say no more. Whatever situation that you were in, hello Vanessa, love you, lovey. Whatever situation you have been in that you do not like, stop complaining. Universe does never respond to your complaint. Universe is get it, I don't like it, is going to give you more. I'm annoyed, is going to give you more. Okay? So nothing will change until you change. Getting back to this. So, one part of your goals is your career, the job that you love and you adore. Second part is relationship, your relationship with your close family, with partners, with kids, with bosses. Do you always want to have a groups of friends, girlfriends or boyfriends, that you have such a tight relationship to hang out and you go on a trip and you have a blast when you're together? Every part of your relationship has to be crystal clear. If you're saying, yes, I want to have a partner, you have to be very clear and specific. Who is the partner? How old is this person? How does this person think? What kind of a job does he do? Okay? Because if you're going to meet someone that they're in their 60s and they are a waiter, they're waiting tables, and they're still living in a tiny place, you got to be honest with yourself. Is this okay for you when you see someone in their 60s, when they're almost about to be retired, but at age 60s, they're waiting table? Is this okay for you? Yes or no? You have to be transparent and honest with yourself. What is it? Don't think about it that, oh, if I say I want to be with somebody who is a lawyer or a businessman, I'm going to be too greedy. No, don't go that route. The universe is unlimited. The only thing that makes the unlimited limitless is you and is this mind. And by you learning to overcome the mind, nothing is limited. You have to expand this mind, but you have to be honest with yourself. Because coming back again, if you're going to get into a relationship out of desperation and you lower your expectation, you're not going to be happy. Don't lower your expectation. Don't make your goals or dreams smaller. but become bigger. And again, just a reminder for those of you who are just joining me, how would you make yourself bigger? By moving the ego who's behind this movie, the camera, by moving the ego and by new personality that you just create, brand new, fresh, this new personality is where it all can happen. Okay, so crystal clear about the career. How do you want to become rich? What is it that you're going to do? What are the steps? Number two, relationship. Number three, remember, guys, always, 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 as human being, if we don't grow, we are dead. And I see a lot of dead people walking around assuming that they are alive. Don't mistake seeing people who are walking around and talking and chatting. Don't make the mistake that they are alive. No, there are a lot of ghosts walking around, and we see them as real. If you don't live your life fully, if you don't grow every single day, you might as well be dead. One of the reasons that depression is as its highest level of depression, everyone is almost depressed these days. It's because many reasons. But one of them is because you don't have a goal. Number two, you don't see any growth in yourself. You wake up today and you see that you are the same person at the same spot that you were 1 year ago, 5 years ago, and 10 years ago. So, of course, you get depressed, right? Life is constantly changing. And if you don't change, you don't make the change, you're going to get depressed. Growth. How are you growing? In every different areas of your life. How do you, if you don't exercise, this new personality is going to be a healthy personality. This new personality is going to start by exercising 2 minutes, and then the next day 2.5 minutes. This is growth. It doesn't matter how big or small the change is. It's about you moving. Don't look at the progress, how big it is. Just make the move, take the step. In a week's time, you catch yourself and you see you are exercising for 7 minutes. That's growth. Your mind has to have something to measure up the level of your growth. Okay? Write a journal. I pushed myself today to exercise 2 minutes. 3 days later, you see, I'm working out 10 minutes. You see the growth. The brain, the mind gets happy. Look, there's a measurement. Okay? You're making about $2,000 a month right now. Now you're going to think about it. How are you going to make more? And always remember, money is related to your self-love, worthiness, deserving, and being enough. A couple of days ago, I had a session, private coaching session, with a person who was a genius, brilliant mind. And I asked her, I said, how much money are you making with PhD? Not just one, triple PhD. And she said to me, 3,000, I believe. I said, at the level of your education, you're making 3 grand a month? She said, yes. And I said, have you looked around to see what's the payout for somebody who is working in human intelligence, biology, doing so many different things, AI? I said, and you making such a brilliant mind is making 3 grand a month. Where does this come from, guys? But when she got a session with me, she was so low, in the level of manic depression. And I said to her, I said, look, the same brilliant mind that speaks not one language, but 5 different languages frequency every single day. She's working internationally. She speaks English, French, German, what other two, like Italian, Spanish. I said, you speak fluently 5 different languages. You got 3 PhDs. You working at, you know, the biology, and you work as a, all this thing for 3 grand a month. Where does it come from? Lack of self-love. And it all begins from there. If you don't love yourself, the other department would start right after. Worthiness. How much do I worth? Being deserving and being enough. Okay? She said to me, I checked out a couple of months ago and I saw the salary that I should receive is much higher than this. But when I experience depression, manic depression, when I'm not feeling good or fine, when I'm only surviving, I'm at the survival mode, I cannot be at my highest top, right? So first I have to change the state that I'm in. If you have manic depression, all the energy is going through, how do I survive the day? Just to survive for today, right? There is no energy for success and, building up my life and this or that. So, new personality, you're going to work on few departments: job and career, relationships, be very clear about every relationship that you want to be in. Number 3, growth. You have to have a journal to measure your growth each day. And number 4, it's about play, hobbies, vacation, having fun. Remember, when you're in 3D dimension, in the third dimension, it's usually 80% work, 20% fun. When you move up to a higher consciousness, to the 5th D, this changes. 80% play and fun, 20% work. How do you flip and change the 80%, 20% here? Again, I'm repeating myself from the beginning of the live. Number one, when you realize that the personality that you believe as being you is only created by ego mind, you have to break the old personality. You have to move the ego behind the camera that is creating your reality. The new personality, you have to be crystal clear about who this character is, be clear about where you're going, setting up goals, writing down your goals. Always remember, if you don't write down your goals, it's never going to happen. And after you write your goals, by when? By when? Give it time. So the subconscious mind know there is urgency, and this is how to prioritize your goal. Be clear about your goals. Number two, write your goals down on a piece of paper. Place it where you can see it constantly. And number three, give it time. Right now is January 5th. Next month, by February 5th, I'm going to have done this and this and that. By March, by June, by December, I'm going to be doing time, guys. And you have to constantly measure it up. If you fall back, you have to sit down again and see, where have you been distracted? What has pulled you back? So when you realize the parts that you have been distracted, you have to cut it out. I'm going to end this live now, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. Please don't forget to like and share this live. Right now, I'm going on YouTube and Instagram. I'm going to separate each shows, guys. Tomorrow, I'm also doing a Farsi live, but I'm separating my lives. There's going to be a different live on Instagram, different one on Facebook, and different one somewhere else on YouTube. Okay? Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and share. It is by you sharing that you're circulating the energy. Always, guys, this is not just about me, not just for me, but every time you guys watch something, you get something, like it and share it. That's the smallest thing you can do to show your gratitude. And also, the year 2023, never ever forget to start your day by being grateful. If you say, I cannot find, I'm feeling miserable, I don't have anything to be grateful, I have good news for you. If you stay here, nothing will ever change. You have to push yourself to be grateful for things. It's only and only at the state of being grateful that you will receive more and more. Find at least 5 things every morning to be grateful for. Happy New Year. And remember, guys, this year is your year. This year We're going to be a tribe. All of you guys who are with me, you are in my tribe. We all going to work together to achieve our goals this year. I'm here for you guys, but I'm only a small part of it. The biggest part is when you guys are joining with me and you are the one who's doing 90% of the work. Okay? Love you. Get on it. Be clear. Don't let this year 2023 to be another year that is going to pass by and you sit here and you're going to say, oh, nothing changed. Don't let it be. And I won't let you to let this year go by and you just don't change. Okay? Love you all. Bye bye. Bye bye, YouTube. Goodbye.